Omenito! My name is Clifton Navigator Bowman. Welcome to episode number 95 of the Outerhaven Podcast. I am joined by two special people. First off, I am joined by our favorite Asian, William Shadows Cock. What's up?
Yo, guys, hope you're enjoying your night and Friday. As you know, on the East Coast, we're going to be hitting by a blizzard, so be careful out there, everyone.
Not the whole East Coast, because this person is still going to be having some nice weather out there, out in Stuart, Florida. Introducing the Florida man himself, Joshua JJ, oh so sexy Piedra. What's up?
What's going on? And yeah, we're gonna have some good weather tomorrow. Today, however, we were dodging 50-mile-an-hour winds and tornadoes and local flooding.
Wait, what? Tornadoes?
Well, yeah, that winter storm. Well, it reaches Florida too, except we get severe storms where you get like shit tons of snow. I mean, it kind of balances out because snow melts into water and floods anyway, right?
Yeah. So how did you like my Omedeto entrance thingy?
Don't ever do it again.
No more Japanese?
No.
No, you don't.
Only I may do that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Baka.
Yaro. Yes, we totally said no, stupid, and bastard. All in the same slow sweep. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is a little bit of a retrospective episode today. Unfortunately, the person that came up with the topic cannot come due to unforeseen circumstances. So we're going to take up the helm and probably pick this up again a little later. But I wanted to take a spin on the retrospective kind of thing, to create quote-unquote evergreen content, because that's the thing that we do here in the Outerhaven Productions, is create content that can be heard and seen at any given time. So I was thinking, we were talking about before we started recording the podcast, it's now 8:17 on the East Coast on Friday. I want to say it is the 22nd of January. And want to talk a little bit about our favorite game series, because Josh was rattling off a certain game series that he collects. And it got myself to thinking, what is a game series that you hold in high regard? I want to start with Will.
Because... Oh, so I see. You used me as the base for this whole conversation. You start with Will. I see how it is.
Yeah, of course. Because I mean, your thing is all types of grandiose and large.
Wouldn't that be the great opening act?
Yeah, but it would take forever. I'd probably fall asleep. I want to get hyped up first.
And you think I'm the good opening act in this show? Oh,
just do it. I said so. You're fired.
Sheila Buffett.
Shit. Okay, man. I mean, are we talking like we when I was a wee lad kind of?
No, like, just all time. Like if you want to talk about from like when you wee lad, what the hell? Who the hell are you, Seamus? Never mind. Like all time, your all time favorite game series, and it doesn't necessarily have to be one. Something that you hold in high regard. Like I feel like if I was to start, which I'm not. I'd tell you a ton of stuff that I hold in high regard, but I'm letting Will start because I'm a nice guy, and I'm eating chicken Alfredo right now.
All right. I guess I'll be the opening for this show then. Man, like the game that I hold in high regard. I mean, obviously, first things first, as with any of our generation, you have to get props to the first Mario. Even though back then when it first came out, I could not beat Mario for the life of me. It's not until when I got to, I think it's the first Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii that actually managed to get all green stars, actually 100% that game.
Mind you, he says he never beat Mario in his life until Mario Galaxy. I'm like, dude, do you know how simple Super Mario Brothers was?
I know. I'm probably gonna get smarter. I never actually did play Super Mario World. I was like 7 years old back then. I can't even play it, honestly.
Dude, I got Super Mario Brothers when I was like 2.
Yeah, I still remember that back there in the Nintendo Entertainment System when I had the original Super Mario, and that thing, I was a baby. I didn't know how to play, honestly. And I mean, I also remember the days when Star Fox came in. I can remember I pretty much got beaten and can't even pass the first level just because I was so young and my brain was still developing. Yeah, regard to Super Mario, I mean that's is obviously one of the games you have to hold in high regard. As I mean, besides the fact that he is an icon of the face of gaming, the reason that he's important to me, that series has been greatly important in my life, is well, Mario is like one of those things that you know how to play. It's easy to pick up. I mean, it has its challenges. Deceivingly hard. You thought it's like, oh, very cute. Just jump over, go all the way to the right until the end of the stage. I mean, no, there's still a lot of challenges you have to do. And I mean, if I could like connect any sentimental value, I guess Mario is just one of those characters you just can't help but love. I mean, an Italian plumber made from a Japanese, voiced by a whitey, Charles Martinet. I love you, man. He is just one. Mario is okay. I'm pretty much fanboying, but Mario is just one of those series. You just have to pay tribute, and that's kind of one pissy thing about this generation that a lot of people forget. Maybe it's just because the age of internet, maybe that everyone forget about their roots. But you gotta have to remember Mario as how he is and how he made right paved the way of our generation. That's one of the series. And just briefly as well, another game that I hold dear and near to my heart, it's gotta be the Persona series, namely Persona 3. And the reason I say Persona 3 is it for me it got me through some tough times. When I remember I was like walking through Fifth Avenue, Brooklyn, just like, oh, what the heck is this game? Persona 3? It looks very dark, dank, all that. And then I like was look up on reviews on IGN as like, shoot yourself in the head to someone quote unquote personas. Interesting. And so I took the dive, found a good mint condition, factory sealed original Persona 3, the first iteration of Persona 3. And once I popped that bad boy in my PS2, I never looked back. I was a Persona fan for life. I mean, one is an RPG, but two, it had its story. It has a dark story, which I really love. Like talk about regard to darkness of humanity, how personally we want. I don't know, like dark themes, like how we want sometimes want suicide, like wants to end our lives, nihilism, think we can control, have the master of our domains. It deals with so much dark themes, and this isn't my first time actually. From first time with the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. I actually did play Digital Devil Saga, but then I couldn't really pass the first. Actually, I got through fairly into it, but then it really got hard. I mean, Shin Megami Tensei is pretty hard when you think about it. But regarding back to Persona 3, the reason that I say the Persona 3 has been such a great game for me is it reminds me of it helped me got through one of my darkest days. I remember going through high school. It's high school was a bitch for me, gentlemen. High school was a bitch for me, and like when I
I
played for.
think I think high school was a bitch for all of us.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
not me, but
I mean, except for Josh, because he's a sexy machine.
Yes, yes, and for me, I mean, it also helped me get through some of my own personal family problems as well. It just got playing through Persona 3, just going through the Tower of Tartarus, and then facing the Reaper, Death himself, who wields dual magnums. I mean, like, holy crap, how the heck is how often can you say you face Death who holds dual magnums? And when you finally reach finish up the game at that ending, oh my god, the ending of the Persona 3, I was crying. Oh my god, you thought Planet was put you to tears.
Yeah.
Wait until you play Persona 3's ending. Oh my god. And yeah, ever since then I'm hooked on the Persona series. That Persona 3 paved the way. I mean, again, there's Persona 1, Persona 2, but Persona 3 was pretty much the one that really opened up like pretty much the floodgates to pave way to Persona 4 and hope and god damn it, please Persona 5 let it be good. I mean, I'm hoping Alice definitely releases sometime this year. But yeah, Persona 3 is definitely the one of the main reasons why. I mean, heck, it pretty much Neil also put Alice on the map. Besides its Shin Megami Tensei and Digital Devil Saga, the other games in the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. But for me, Persona 3 is definitely one of those games you have to play to understand like how we got from waiting for Persona 5 till now. So that's those two, Mario and Persona. Those are the games that I really hold dear and near to my heart. So those two.
All right. So that being said, I mean, thoughts on that? Thoughts on that, Josh? I mean, I know you probably had experience with Mario and Persona. I
Oh
mean, I
yeah,
want.
I mean I'm a huge Mario fan. I own pretty much not all the Mario games, but pretty damn near close to it. Persona though, that was actually one RPG series I've never played, always meant to play it, and just never got around to doing it. Um, it's one of those things where I just have to pick up one of these days and play because I've heard so much good stuff about it, and just hearing Will pretty much gush as he puts it over the Persona series. It's just adding more fuel to the goddamn it, just do it fire. So one of these days, I might just go onto eBay or something like that, find the discs for Persona 1 through 4, and just buy them or something.
I mean,
I don't
don't you
know.
have? I mean, don't you have a PSP?
PSP, yes.
Yes,
I mean,
you actually can buy the first game and the second game. It's Eternal Sin and Punishment
and the
for the
third, and
PlayStation
the
Portable.
third, and the third game, and if you had a Vita, you can get Golden for Persona
Mm-hmm,
4.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have a Vita, but I do have two PSPs, and they've been turned off for so long. I doubt they'll probably even turn on again. I don't know. You know how those things work.
But
But
definitely but if you can, definitely play Persona 3 Portable because that is kind of like quote unquote the definitive version of it all. So yes, except they took out some things, but overall it's still a great package. Definitely
So
try.
how? Yeah, where I'm about to say you said quote unquote. I had to make sure. I was like, how is it definitive then? For me, Persona wasn't a series I really gave a damn about. I'll be honest. Until Persona 4, and then I was like, I played Persona 4 Golden, beat the game, and I was like, all right. And I played the fighting game because
Yeah,
oh
Persona
yeah,
4
yeah,
is
to
such a
my
good.
credit, I do actually own and have played Persona 4 Arena. So there you go.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Persona 4. I mean, I enjoy Persona 4. Like that's the only, and I've watched the animation too. So like just watching Persona. I mean, Persona is a groundbreaking series in the sense that is a Japanese RPG that appeals to so many Western fans. Like that doesn't happen.
Yep.
Like I think the only time that really happened is what Final Fantasy. Like that's it. So like Persona
Exactly.
and Final Fantasy are two pivotal JRPGs that appeal to a Western audience, mostly because Final Fantasy VII was quote unquote such a good game, but also in the Persona series, you look at Persona, you know, it has a lot of Western elements to it.
And
You
plus,
know,
it teaches you so much about Japanese culture as well.
yeah, indeed. So like, it bridges a good amount of gaps. In terms of Mario, my first Mario game was Super Mario Brothers, and honestly, I never beat that game until I got the Super Mario All Stars version for the Super Nintendo
Uh,
emulator.
I was about to say, I thought you said they actually played Super Mario All Stars for the SNES.
Nah, I
That
got it
was
on
great.
So
emulator.
wait. You're telling me I'm the only person on this podcast that's beaten Super Mario Bros. On the original fucking cart?
No,
Uh,
I finally beat it on the original cart. Like I finally beat it on the original cart after beating it on the emulator.
Yeah, I owned the original cart when I was a kid, and I beat it. I didn't have to wait for emulators.
Well, in the same respect, when I first got the game, I was like 2 years old, so like it took a while for me to beat the game.
No
Like
excuses.
mind you, I beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2 before beating Mario. So
oh, yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a harder game.
True. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I played almost every Mario game except for Mario Galaxy because,
Mm.
yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, fuck that game, fuck that series,
Oh, you
like
boss.
fuck that series, fuck those games, like yo, never again. Like Sunshine, honestly, and the reason why, because Sunshine was such a hard game, I just felt accomplished. I was like,
Really?
dude, Sunshine was hard.
I mean, yeah, I still remember like the harsh levels in regards to, oh my god, those slows in the sky. God damn
Yeah,
it.
Sunshine was a hard game. Like, if you think of a hard Super Mario game, you'd probably sit there and laugh. But then you play Sunshine, and then you get to the point where you almost throw a controller through a screen. And this
Uh,
was back in the day when it was CRT. So yeah,
uh, yeah.
like you almost throw
Regards
your
to fun.
controller, through your screen at several different places because of the cameras. The camera wasn't bad. The camera was just clunky, and then like getting through with flood, and it's like, oh wait, you don't have enough water. Oh no! Like just all of the mechanics, and I honestly think, I mean, and everybody says Super Mario 64 would be like the best in the series. I'm like, no. Once
Mm.
you beat Sunshine, you have such an accomplishment, and you just smile, and it's like, yeah, beat that game. But I think a lot of what's fun about Mario when it got back to its roots with New Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario 3D World and 3D Land. Just
Mm-mm-mm.
playing through those games and beating those games was just so much fun.
Yes, and remember, I mean, now compared to, I can only imagine back then, like how like the last most difficult level back then would, like, the Star World back in Super Mario World. I mean, now,
I like to cha-cha. Yeah.
oh
Oh,
yes,
sorry, that
that
was
world.
that sample. That sample, I love it.
Yes, and now like we get to like the Champions Road, like you can't get hit even once or you're dead. It's like holy crap. If they actually do like bring back Super Mario Sunshine back from the dead, it's like holy crap, that's gonna be something.
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go next because Josh has like a essay prepared.
Okay.
I do? Okay.
I mean, isn't your love for a certain blue bomber, essay worthy?
Actually, I was more or less leaning towards M&M kart racing for the Nintendo 3DS.
But honestly, for me, a game series that I held in super high regard was the Sonic the Hedgehog series. God, I love the Sonic the Hedgehog series. It was like one of my first. Honestly, when a lot of people were saying, "Oh, we're Mario guys," I'm like, dude, I love Sonic.
Oh, I remember days.
The music was so good. Like the music, it was like my first like foray into like appreciating video game music was Sonic the Hedgehog, especially the Hilltop Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Scrap Brain from Sonic 1, and then you got Marble Garden from Sonic 3. Such a good thing, and then you go into Sonic Adventure 2 and Escape from the City. Yo, my goodness!
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Oh man, such a good set of games going up to the point where Sonic Heroes came out. And then after Sonic Heroes, it all went downhill from there. But, I still love Sonic the Hedgehog. I still love the Sonic the Hedgehog series. I still go back and I play these games ever so often. I remember streaming on the Outerhaven channel, just streaming Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I actually beat the game in one sitting. Mind you, it took a lot to beat, like, the Death Egg, because I haven't played it in so long. But just sitting down and just playing through it and just winning. Like, sitting on an accomplishment that I didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds, but like that's something I always held in high regard, and I want the game to go back to what its roots was, kind of like what Nintendo did with Mario. But another game series that I do hold in high regard is the Metal Gear series.
Ah, yes.
I never really beat anyone except for Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, but I enjoy just playing the games. Period. Like, and I enjoy the stories behind it, and I enjoy the character acting. And I think it's one of the better game series out there. That's like there. But for me, what really got me through some hard times as a kid was being able to pick up like the WWF and the WWE games and just playing through them. And just like, because I'm a big wrestling fan, and I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid, and I don't think I'll ever stop because it got me through some rough times, especially in high school. And playing through these games and just like enjoying the hell out of these games, getting to play as your favorite wrestlers, or even getting to make yourself and live out your dreams and stuff like that. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to do. People like a lot of people nowadays, they criticize everything, but it's like for me, it's like pure childish enjoyment. When you're just sitting down, and then one final one for me, it has to be Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you didn't enjoy Pokemon as a kid, I don't know what to tell you. Like, honestly, it's like watching Sailor Moon and not being a fan of it. Like,
oh, God.
or not watching Dragon Ball Z and just saying this shit sucks. Wait for Josh to say this shit sucks.
Oh, God.
Yo, fucking Sailor Moon. I mean, how heartbreaking was it for you to learn that, when you grow up and you realize it was actually an anime and not a cartoon, and you find out that the original Japanese version, they were lesbians? How heartbreaking was that?
Was it really heartbreaking? Or was it really like, if you...
Or was it like, as a man, I must rewatch this series closely?
No, it's like I'm watching Sailor Moon all over again, and me and Liz has arguments about this all the time. She says the 90s series sucks because of the editing in America, and I'm like, you have to understand, in the 90s, things were a little different. You don't talk about you didn't talk about homosexuality. It was there, but you didn't talk about it. You didn't bring your kids up in that. Like, you didn't explain to them that, some men like men and some women like women. Like, or some like both. You didn't explain that shit. It was just,
It was taboo back during the times.
I wouldn't even say taboo. I would just say you just don't talk about it because it existed. You know what I'm saying? It existed. Especially in the bigger cities or in the more progressive cities like New York and shit like that, you just did not talk about it because you knew it existed. You know what I mean? So, but the series was still good. The voice acting was still fun. Like, you're just like the voice acting was still fun. It was still corny. Like, Americanized names to appeal to American audiences. It works. I mean, don't get me wrong. Honestly, I don't like saying Usagi. I like saying Serena.
Yes, it definitely rolls off the tongue, yeah.
Like, Serena rolls off the tongue. Usagi just sounds like I'm a weeaboo. Like,
plus, not only that, Usagi is the Japanese word for rabbit.
Rabbit, like, what? Like,
yes.
What the fuck you mean? I'm not calling nobody no rabbit.
It did it in the Matrix. Follow the white rabbit.
That's different. Or freaking, or the Mad Hatter and the other rabbit or whatever. Or just calling rabbit, like in freaking in Winnie the Pooh. But, like, honestly, when you sit down, Pokemon was one of those things that you just enjoyed as a kid because it's like you're watching another kid go on an adventure. And an adventure that you wanted to go on. Like, dude, You had no idea. Still to this day, I want to, honestly, I was saying last night in a friend stream, we play Pokemon trading card game online and whatnot, right? So we're like, all right, we were talking about this, and I'm like, if you had a Pokemon as a pet, who would it be? I said, if people were like, oh, I'd have Pikachu as a pet. Nah. I'd be like, nah, Pikachu would be my wingman. You want to know why?
Oh, God.
Because, excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen, bitches love Pikachu. Like, I'd be a chick magnet with that. And I say Cyndaquil will be my barbecue pit. Cyndaquil will be my barbecue pit. I train in boxing with Hitmonchan. Like, these little things. It's like things that you want to do in real life. And it's like things you want to do in real life. And the games were really enjoyable too. Because honestly, this is an editorial that I wanted to write, but I just couldn't find the words. I remember getting Pokemon Yellow, man.
Heck, I still remember the days back when KB Toys was still around. Like, we everyone's trying to find
That's why I got it. That's why I got it. KB Toys. No, not KB Toys. Excuse me. I got it at the Toys R Us Albee Square Mall. All right. So for those of you in Brooklyn who are not familiar with Albee Square Mall, that big old City Point that's over there with the Armani Exchange store. That used to be a mall that big Toys R Us was over there. I used to go play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff over there. So
living in Florida, I know exactly where that is. Thanks for
for those of you that live in Florida, if you ever make it to New York and you want to go see the sights, I'll take you around Brooklyn and New York and all of that fun stuff because Toys R Us don't exist no more in Manhattan.
Would I actually make it back to your apartment with my wallet intact?
You probably might.
Just don't cross 110th Street, right?
Across 110. Anyways, so pretty much, playing Pokemon Yellow, I remember my friend got me a Game Boy Pocket in yellow.
Oh.
And I went and I got Pokemon Yellow, ironically enough. And I remember playing that game for hours on end. And then when I found out about emulators and I found out that Game Boy emulators existed, I started playing Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, and I got a DS, and I was able to afford a DS, and I picked up Diamond and Pearl, beat those. I beat Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver, beat those. I picked up Black and White, beat those. I picked up XY, beat those. I have Omega Ruby in my 3DS right now. I'm still playing through. I remember playing the Pokemon cards. Like, this was something that we as children immersed ourselves in.
Yes.
Especially in the hood. And it's like, these were things that we looked forward to because these were our escapes. And honestly, you sit down there and you wonder, like, if you, as a grown man, Some people would look at me like, why do you still play Pokemon? And I will tell them, because it is the greatest escape from reality that one can ever have.
Yeah, I still remember back to in junior high school, like when the Pokemon was such a big boom. I remember they actually specifically typed it down in the warning sheet. Do not bring any Pokemon cards. It's like,
no, it's not even that. It's not even that. Yo, your Game Boy Colors and your Game Boy Advances were banned from schools because of it. Because people were losing so much time. Like, we would play on the bus on the way home and stuff like that. I would talk about Pokemon with people. I would sit down and have conversations. To this day, like, I've met some great people playing the Pokemon trading card game online. Like, what? Like, who does that? Yeah, I'm going back into the Pokemon trading card game in real life. Besides, they pay for your school because, scholarships. But that's all that fun stuff. But, like, Pokemon might be the biggest thing that I hold in very high regard. No matter how much of a break I'll take from playing the game. No matter how much I may say I hate the anime series right now. But when it comes to the games, I can just go back and play Pokemon Stadium and be like, oh my God, nostalgia.
Oh, the original Pokemon Stadium.
Or I can go and sit down there and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go play me some Pokemon Snap.
Good times, good times.
You
When
know?
Blockbuster was still around, oh my god.
Yo, R.I.P. Blockbuster. But yo, Josh, man, thoughts on maybe Pokemon at least. I don't know if you played it.
Yeah, and this is where my geek card gets revoked. I haven't played a single Pokemon game ever in my life.
Then have you at least seen the cartoon?
Nope. I know the theme song though, because who doesn't know the theme song? But yeah, I never played Pokemon, never watched the anime, never invested my time in that series at all.
Wow, man.
Wow.
I ain't even mad at you.
And the thing is, I don't hate it though. It's not because I hate it or have no interest. It's just that I don't know. It's kind of like I keep getting recommended to play Pokemon, and I keep asking, well, there's so many freaking games out there. Where do I start? And no one can give me a straight answer because they keep naming like different freaking titles.
You have to understand, because if you were to get started now, it'd be hard. Because we're at the point where it is like 720 Pokemon species. But if you want to, I would say, honestly, I'll tell you straight up, if you want to start from the beginning and play all the way up, I'd say start from Red and Blue. When it comes out in the 3DS and just play or just pick up Yellow. Or just pick up Yellow and get an idea of what the game used to be. And then after that, go pick up X or Y.
Yeah, because I
game
figure, I wouldn't start recently because, what if I wanted to play an old game and I'm like, wait a minute, all these features are gone. I'd rather start off with like no expectations and play the bare minimum and build up from there.
Yeah, because the X and Pokemon
Right.
Blue and Red, Blue, and Yellow, they're the bare minimum games. It's bare minimum, just 151 Pokemon, 8 badges. There's no Dark type, there's no Fairy type,
No
there's no
Spark, no
Steel
shiny
type,
Pokemons.
no shiny Pokemon, nothing. I say start with Yellow, if anything.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes,
That way
Yellow
you can get all 3 starter Pokemon from Red and Blue.
Now, here's a question. Is it like Mega Man Battle Network where the different versions are basically the same game just with like slight variations, or are they each like their own different game?
All right. So Pokemon usually gets picked up in pairs or triplets in most cases. Each game is the same game except for the fact that there's specific Pokemon in a specific game.
Yeah, so it is like Battle Network where it's the same game except there's like sometimes a different specific robot master or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the gym leaders are the same. It's just the Pokemon that you can catch are different. So usually this is why, with the games that are out now, I'd say Yellow, Crystal. I say play Yellow, play Crystal, play Emerald, play Diamond, and then and then you have to play literally all. You have to play Black and Black 2 or White and White 2 because they're two. Like Black and White and Black and White and Black 2 and White 2 are like 2 different games. In that case. And then
I think you just lost them.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Start with Yellow. You start with Yellow and go from there.
You
can play Yellow, skip all the way out, skip all the way out, pick up Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire because that's 3rd gen, and then just jump right to 6th gen and it'll be fine.
Well, actually, like from the Ruby and Sapphire station, it should be getting Emerald because that is kind of like all 3.
Yeah, but keep in mind, the thing with Emerald is that it's on the Game Boy Advance.
No,
I mean, if you want to do 3rd gen, might as well do 3rd gen now. And get a feel of how X and Y is as a game. In terms of like the way the 3D models work and all that extra fun stuff. Do that. Like those are things that will come. Like Josh, we'll talk a lot more about that. If you want to ever get started with Pokemon, I'll guide you along properly. But other than that, I mean, it's all on Josh now, man. The floor's yours, bro.
All right, so yeah. Oh man, yeah. Everyone's expecting me to say this series, and yeah, I'll just go ahead and get out of the way. Yeah, I'm a huge Mega Man fan. As we were talking before the podcast, reason why is because I have a lifelong friend by the name of Jonathan. I've literally known him since the day I was born. He was 2 years old when I was born, and his mom and my mom have been friends for like fucking 50 plus years. So he's a lifelong friend. He spent the night at my house one night, and he brought over Mega Man 3. And I'd never heard of the Mega Man series or anything like that. And he plugged it in, played it, and I was just fucking enthralled with it. I mean, everything from the boss battles, the music, the mechanics, I just wanted to play. And when I sat down and finally played it, I was hooked. I mean, I bought Mega Man 3. It was my first Mega Man game. I beat it. And then there was this old mom and pop shop where they were selling old titles. I found the original Mega Man and Mega Man 2 cards there, and I snagged them, and I just bought them yearly after that, starting with Mega Man 4. Yeah, it's my all-time favorite series. It's pretty much, my entire existence. I mean, I was actually saying, like before the podcast to these guys that I actually own every single U.S. released Mega Man title except for 3 titles. And one of them, technically, I have Mega Man Legends. I just don't have the Mega Man 64 counterpart. So technically, if you want to get right down to the details of it, I'm only missing 2, which is Mega Man Zero Collection and the Wily Wars.
No, not the Wily Wars.
No, Mega Man for Game Gear.
One, yeah.
Wily Wars was European. But I would still like to have it, even though it's fucking batshit expensive, like $300 on eBay. Come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, but good thing I reminded you that was only Japan and Europe only.
Yeah, so I'm very close to completing my collection, so I'm very proud of that. I do own action figures, manga, the anime. Like, I have an E-Tank coffee mug. I got a fucking Mega Man mouse pad. I got a fucking plushie of Mega Man. I've got like all this shit, just like Mega Man. I could build a shrine with my love for Mega Man, but
please don't.
That was pretty much
Mega Man Senpai.
Rockman Senpai.
No, it's not that. No, you said Senpai. No, it's Mega Man Sama to him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so that's my all-time favorite series. So I won't go into it much further because I know I could talk all night about Mega Man.
3 hours later.
Yeah, so I'm going to go into a couple other series, and I know a lot of people are saying big series like Mario and Pokemon and all that stuff, but there is one series that really drew me in that only lasted 3 games. So I don't know if you really call it a series, but it's Extreme G.
It's a series, man.
Extreme G is a magnetic motorcycle like racing game, and growing up, I too loved Mario, and Mario Kart was an amazing fucking battle racer. Then I tried out Extreme G because it was kind of along the same lines. You have, weapons you can get, you have lasers you can shoot, homing missiles, all this cool stuff. But the thing that hooks you about this game is not only the revolutionary tracks they had, because, most people are playing Mario Kart, it's all on a flat surface. Maybe you could jump over a pit or something. But this one introduced like 3D tracks with like fucking roller coaster type loops to it. You're like fucking driving sideways. You're spinning like a top like through like different things. There was jumps in there with boosts. It was like amazing track design that you really haven't seen. Even like F-Zero at the time wasn't really doing anything like that until like F-Zero GX on the GameCube.
Yeah.
So it was like this innovative track design and the speed that I was surprised that the N64 could actually handle how fast the bikes went. And
now there was only 2 games on the N64, really.
yeah, the first one and the second one. And I remember unlocking Neon, which is like the ultimate bike in Extreme G. And you just had like the fastest speed, you had the coolest sound, and the techno tracks on there. I mean, I was a fan of techno music before that, but as far as techno soundtracks go, I mean, I don't care if it's not CD quality. Extreme G and Extreme G2, and to an extent, the third one had like some of the best techno I've ever heard in a video game. It was just amazing. So it really sucks you in. And when Extreme G3 came out for PlayStation 2, it's like, yeah, this is not on Nintendo. I really hope they didn't screw this up. And the controls were just like they were on N64. And yes, you could go so fast on the PlayStation 2 version. They had a feature where if you hit 700 miles per hour, you actually broke the sound barrier. Like the music would actually fade into dead silence. There was like a muffled sound where the engine was, and all of a sudden you hear this crackle and boom, and everything like turns back to normal. You actually break the sound barrier in that game.
Yeah, because it came out for the GameCube too. Yeah.
Yep. So Extreme G was one of those series that I just got hooked on, and I really wish there was a 4th game being made, but you know.
Well, there was a 4th game though.
Really?
Extreme G Racing Association on the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, man.
You really sure? I mean, wasn't that just Extreme G3?
Nah, man. I'm looking at it right now.
Huh. I'm going to have to check that out then. I actually didn't know about that. I guess I kind of flew under the radar.
Yeah, it came out on September 11, 2003, excuse me.
Huh. Well,
yeah,
then.
the PS2 version came out September 11, 2003. The Xbox version came out September 17th, and the GameCube version came out November 24th.
Yeah, I'm looking at the box art right now. Yeah, I remember this, yes.
Oh, I'm going to have to pick that up then. I got to get my collection completed. So, yeah, so there's that series. And then there's one other series which is kind of near and dear to my heart. And I was actually talking about this a little bit before because it defined my childhood as well. And that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series from Konami. Not the first game. Not the first game, because that game was bullshit. But I'm talking about TMNT 2, the arcade game, TMNT 3, the Manhattan Project, and TMNT 4, Turtles in Time. Any games beyond that I haven't played. But, oh my god, those games, those like, to me, defined beat-em-up games. Yeah, you had, Final Fight and Double Dragon and all that shit, but to me, the Turtles games were the definitive beat-em-up games of the 90s.
I still think Battletoads like also can kind of hold that, but like.
Well, I actually never played Battletoads, believe it or not.
I agree with you. I agree with you on the Turtles. Turtles, at least for Turtles in Time.
Yeah, I mean, Turtles in Time was just like freaking epic. It is amazing too because you go to the Technodrome, you beat Shredder. And you're like, wow, that's the end of the game? I was like, only a few levels? And all of a sudden, you just get warped into, like, different time periods. And you're like, oh, this is cool. And it's like, wait a minute, how did foot soldiers get there?
Hey, Neon Knight Riders is, like, my favorite stage. That and Sewer Surfing. Like, those 2 stages, the music was so dope.
Where you fight Krang and then the Rat King. Yeah, that was so awesome. And how about those throwbacks to the fucking Alien?
Yes!
Like, is that motherfucking Alien in a damn Turtles game? Yeah, it is. So, yeah, there you go. Obviously, Mega Man is my big number 1. Will always be my number 1 favorite game of all time. Franchise, whatever. And Extreme G and Turtles. That's it.
Desu.
Yeah, I mean, now, if you had to, sit down there and really pick, if you had to sit down there and pick a game series that you could do absolutely without, what would it be though? I'm gonna start with Josh.
A game series that I could deal without?
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually a tough one because every game that I own, I like.
Okay.
Well, if we're gonna go ahead and pick like really, really shitty games, then I'm going to have to say the one that disappointed me the most, and I don't own it because of it, is Mario is Missing.
God.
I was young, and I didn't understand that this was an educational game. I just happened to be walking through Blockbuster Video, rest in peace, and, this was like before the internet and all that shit, so you didn't have all this information, and I don't think I renewed my Nintendo Power for like a long time. So if it was featured in there, I didn't see it. So I'm just walking through and I just see Mario was missing sitting on the fucking shelf there. And I'm like, holy shit, a brand new Mario game came out. And wait, you get to play as Luigi? Dude, sold. So I go up to the counter and I basically rent it. I come home and I plug it in. I play as Luigi. I'm like, holy shit, I'm playing as the green guy. I'm fucking cool. And I come across a Koopa Troopa and I go right through him. I'm like, wait a minute. Aren't I supposed to die or something? I mean, and I walk and I'm like, was that a glitch? Hold on, let me try this again. So I find another Koopa Troopa and I just like walk right through it. I'm like, what? So then I find out you start talking to people and it's like, why are they teaching me about history? What is this shit? Needless to say, I didn't even wait for my rental period to be up. We brought that shit back same day, and I never touched it again.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, wow,
Oh my
wow.
god!
An entertainment game.
You know what? I played that. I got the good thing. I got that game on the emulator. I played the game, and I was like, it's not that bad. I really thought it wasn't that bad because for me, I like educational games. I've always liked educational games. I was one that played number munchers and shit.
Yeah, and actually I did too, but the thing is, I just wasn't aware that this was an educational game. I thought it was another Mario game, so that's why I was disappointed. I mean, I actually own for the NES Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. Fucking love it. It's an amazing
Where
game.
in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, like I like the game. I like Mario was missing because Mario was missing simply because it's like I learned so much about history in that thing like that. Don't get me wrong. I forgot like half of it, but you know, like I probably know more than I remember because of that game. Now, Will, what about you? A game series that you could do absolutely without?
Man, as again, I piggyback from Josh. There's all the games I also bought for my life I personally like them, well, really much most. I mean, recently, definitely one game I can't live without, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which I could definitely live without. Fuck that game. But if there's a series that I can really live without, oh man, I'm currently wrecking through the list in my head right now. Like a game that I cannot live without.
No, that you
Ooh.
can live without. We know what you can't live
Can't,
without.
yeah, Cant, yeah, can't live, yeah,
No,
could live,
can. No, can live
can,
without.
oh, can live, yeah,
Can.
okay, fair enough, yeah. Oh
I know I'm
shit.
speaking English. I mean, I am a black man from Brooklyn. I speak English.
A game that I could definitely live without. I don't know. I really do like all my games. I mean, if there's one thing I kinda hate, I mean, this was for me. This was an impulse buy me. But when the one I could probably live without it, like it's is probably Pokemon Channel. Uh, yes, that is one of my guilts. It was an impulse buy. I was like, oh, Pokemon game, and the cat goes like quiet. So he's like, why not? I bought it like, what the heck is this? I was like, okay, pretty much it spans the entire a real life of a week to just finish up the game, getting new channels, getting new TVs, going out to see Pokemon, all that. Don't get me wrong, it's a very relaxing game. That's one thing I like about it. The music. It's calming. Just like it's a very casual game. I mean, heck, definitely not Hey You Pikachu. That's for sure. I love that game. But Pokemon Channel is like it's a watered down Hey You Pikachu. You just watch TV, literally. That's probably the only thing, and that's I'm just putting it mildly. It's not something I could definitely live, but it's like it's a it's something I could definitely live without. But overall, this really is not much of a quote unquote game that I really despise. That I really don't need in my life. I mean, if we try to talk Kuso games, like really shitty games,
Like Kasuges, yes.
if we're talking really like shit games, I think the other thing I could probably label as a shit game is probably Button Kaitos.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, a game or a game series that I can absolutely live without because he said Biden Katos, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
why did you even mention that game?
Yeah,
That's right.
that thing I was like, what the heck is this series? Like, okay, I was like a very empty period during the time. I was like, oh, Button Kaitos, Mystic game, look like it. I was like, what the heck is a card system battle system? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, battle with card systems. Okay, I finally got a little bit, but afterwards, like, the story of it all is like, Arleche, well, getting like you play as you are a spirit, and then you just okay, spoilers. The character you actually use becomes the main antagonist. It's like, what the fuck? I feel so betrayed. And then like the story is so convoluted. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, a land made of candy. You go through like the dark rifts, a la Guys of Arcadia. It's like, what the heck is this game? It's like, yeah, I was just like very confused when I first bought it. Like my actually it was a gift from my father. He actually got me the Incredibles game. Like, what the fuck? Hell no.
Yo, the
No.
wrap it up box and wrap it up.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, Button Kaitos is like, yeah, something it's meh, 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 meh. Don't forget it. I don't want to like it. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of games I could live without that I've played and bought and gotten as gifts on Steam and all of that. And I'm looking through my Steam library right now because I own 161 games.
Damn.
161 games, and I only have like 57 of them installed. Pretty much all of which I've played. One game that I can really do without is Sonic Adventure DX. Or just Sonic, the original Sonic Adventure, because the camera was so bad.
Oh man, I remember
The
those
camera
days.
was so bad, and the story was worse.
Oh,
I thank God they rectified that with Sonic Adventure 2. But Sonic Adventure DX was just so bad,
the lip sync, the whole like, oh no, from Knuckles.
Like, but if I was to, honestly, if I was to pick another game, if I was to actively pick another game that I could live without, it would be Injustice: God Among Us, because that was a terrible fighting game.
Oh,
Just a terrible fighting game. It's just bad. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the podcast for tonight. Any final thoughts from anybody? Anybody want to get out there right now?
All hail Mega Man.
Persona.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to leave you guys with just a final note. These guys are crazy. One likes Mega Man, the other one likes putting a gun to his head and invoking a persona. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But nah. Not to throw them under the bus, but this was actually a good conversation. I feel like it was a good conversation. I enjoyed myself. Did you enjoy yourself, Josh?
I'm indifferent. No, just kidding.
All right, Yahtzee.
No, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, that's something we got to do. We got to do a little bit more of these in the near future. That note, Sony Centric will be available over the weekend. Don't forget to catch twitch.tv/the Outerhaven Net. Eventually, Josh will be streaming some Hearthstone, but for right now, myself and Keith are rocking with. I'm rocking with Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, and I'll be probably playing some other games in the near future. And Keith is rocking with Dead Space and Dark Souls because he's a Dark Souls nerd. Go to outerhaven.net. You can check us out there. We're gonna be at the New York Toy Fair on the weekend of Valentine's Day weekend. So the 13th and the 14th, we're gonna be there, talking to a bunch of companies and just like figuring out some stuff with some toys and stuff like that. PAX coming up, IndieCade's coming up. So Nintendo New York is reopening on the 19th. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there like somewhere. So you catch us every week. You can catch us everywhere. On behalf of Josh, on behalf of Will, I'm Clinton Navigator Bowman. Thank you for joining us for the Outerhaven Podcast, episode number 95.
Bye.